Investors, hello. This is Stock AI Insights Earnings Analysis, and I'm your Chief AI Analyst. Just a reminder, this content is for educational reference only and not investment advice, because investing always involves risk. Today, we are parsing Credo Technology Group's Q2 Fiscal 2026 earnings, which dropped on December 2nd, 2025. And honestly, to put it in the CEO's own words, these were the strongest quarterly results in Credo's history. And wow, the numbers really do back that up. Okay, let's just jump right in with the number that has everyone talking. A jaw-dropping 272% year-over-year revenue growth. I mean, let that sink in for a second. This isn't just a small beat. This is a massive flare signal, showing the absolutely explosive demand for the high-speed connectivity that powers AI. And Credo, they're sitting right in the middle of that explosion.
And this quote right here perfectly explains the why. The CEO is directly connecting this historic performance to the giant build-out of AI clusters. You have to think about it. Data centers are scaling from tens of thousands of GPUs to hundreds of thousands, and pretty soon, millions. Now, to make all those processors work together like one giant brain, you need unbelievably fast and reliable connections. And that's exactly the problem Credo solves.
So, let's break that top line down a bit. What exactly is fueling this incredible surge in revenue?
The record for Q2 revenue hit $268 million. Now, that's not just a huge jump from last year. It's also up 20% from the previous quarter. That tells you this momentum is actually accelerating, which is pretty wild.
Okay, now look at this chart. This really puts the growth into perspective, doesn't it? You can see the jump right here. From just $72 million in Q2 last year, all the way up to $268 million today. That is a revenue rocket, and it's being fueled by the absolutely insatiable demand for high-speed connections in the world's most advanced data centers.
So, what's the engine behind this rocket? It's their active electrical cables, or AECs. Think of these as the super fast links that connect racks of servers together inside a data center. Now, what's really fascinating here is the customer diversity. 4 of the world's biggest cloud providers, the hyperscalers, now each make up over 10% of Credo's revenue, and a 5th one is ramping up as we speak. This is huge! It proves AECs are becoming the industry standard because they're simply more reliable and power efficient than the other options out there.
But look, massive revenue growth is only half the story, right? The really impressive part is how that translates to the bottom line. And that's where Credo pulled off an absolutely stunning profit turnaround.
And this graphic, it just says it all. The company went from a net loss of over $4 million last year to a net income of over $82 million this quarter. That is a massive swing, and it shows incredible operating efficiency as they scale up.
So, the key here is something analysts call operating leverage. If we look at the non-GAAP number, which kind of gives a clearer picture of their core operations, net income hit a record $127.8 million. This shows that as their revenue skyrockets, their costs are growing much more slowly, and that allows their profits to just expand dramatically.
This performance is obviously impressive, but what about the future? I mean, Credo didn't just report a great quarter, they actually laid out a whole strategic vision for what's coming next.
And yeah, the immediate future looks really bright. The company's guiding for Q3 revenue to be around $340 million at the midpoint. That's another 27% sequential jump. It's a clear signal that management sees this strong demand continuing full steam ahead.
So this brings us to the big question. It's the one every single analyst is asking right now. After a 272% run-up, how in the world can this possibly be sustained long-term?
Well, Credo's answer isn't to just rely on their current business. Instead, they're building 3 entirely new pillars of growth. First up is Zeroflap optics, which is designed to fix the unreliability in longer-distance optical cables. Second, they've got active LED cables, or ALCs, which basically extend their proven tech to connect entire rows of server racks. And third, there's Omniconnect, a solution to speed up that critical connection between a computer's memory and its processor, which is a major bottleneck in AI systems today.
And the scale of this ambition is just staggering. The CEO says that these new pillars expand their total addressable market to over $10 billion. That's more than tripling their opportunity in just 18 months. So you see, they're not just riding the AI wave, they are actively building new, bigger boats to capture way more of it.
All right, so after parsing all that data, what's the final analysis? Let's try and distill it all down to a single sentence.
Here is the verdict.
Credo didn't just deliver a record-breaking quarter on its core business, it also unveiled a clear and really ambitious blueprint to become a much larger, more diversified company.
So, Credo has laid out this really compelling roadmap. They're aiming to go from a single product success story to a diversified connectivity powerhouse. The crucial question for investors now is all about execution. They have the blueprint, but can they actually build this much bigger future? Let us know what you think in the comments. We'll see you next episode.